Kelly Clarkson's sold-out Phoenix Rising tour was supposed to be a joyous series of concerts, but instead it turned into something more. Performances that signified her return to music and subsequent metamorphosis. The Dallas, Texas arena was electric with anticipation as fans eagerly awaited Clarkson's 43rd birthday performance. The singer stunned fans with a radiant new look, which she described as a health-focused transformation, not about weight loss, but about feeling powerful again. But the incident that unfolded midway through the show took everyone by surprise. Just after Clarkson finished a moving rendition of Piece by Piece, the lights dimmed, leaving her voice echoing in the charged air. The crowd erupted in applause as she approached the microphone, her lone voice cutting through the din. "Dear Dan, Kelly, you look great right now." The audience went silent for a second as the man's obviously drunken voice sounded like a sharp note in an otherwise lovely tune. Kelly's face contorted into a surprised expression for an apparent split second. "Excuse me," she began, arching her eyebrow and smiling not with mirth, but with poised composure. "Was that your version of a compliment?" After digesting the impulse to disregard, she decided to regain the moment. Clarkson continued, "You know what's funny? I've been on this stage for 2 decades. I've had 3 hit talk shows, 10 albums, and 2 kids. Somehow people still think it's cool to shout about how I look instead of what I do." The audience roared with applause, breaking the tension like a snappy string. Clarkson's openness about her physical metamorphosis following her 2020 divorce has sparked a great deal of public interest in the subject over the past year. A new chapter began in 2024 when she committed to self-care therapy and what she called in an Oprah Daily interview as "living for my damn self." She had been fighting emotional weariness, weight swings, and the toll of years in the spotlight. Cast aside by the scrutiny of paparazzi and whispers of criticism, a performer brimming with energy and self-confidence emerged. She rejected the idea of dieting and calorie counting in favor of intuitive eating, embraced lengthy hikes, and learned to reject toxic relationships, Hollywood pressures, and narratives that shame the body. "I didn't lose weight for a man," Clarkson declared during her Dallas set. "I gained strength for me." Her powerful performance and ability to manage the catcall caused social media to explode in only minutes. In addition to sparking discussions on misogyny, body autonomy, and double standards, Kelly Clarkson's clapback became viral on Twitter, where it amassed millions of views. Imagine if the women in entertainment kept yelling at Kelly Clarkson as if she were a spring break swimsuit model. "She's a Grammy-winning legend, not the ideal partner for your fantasy." According to another post, Kelly's weight is unrelated to her value. She has always had a stunning appearance. Fans and celebrities alike weighed in pink, reposted the video with the caption "handled like the queen she is, speak up ladies," and found it disgusting that males only feel entitled to appreciate her when she meets their beauty standard. "This is why we must redefine beauty and stop equating a woman's size with her value," wrote activist and actress Jamila Jamal. Although Kelly Clarkson is undeniably a national treasure, the incident brought attention to a more significant issue. It highlighted how objectification continues to be a problem even in the year 2025. For example, cackling, which is often seen as harmless or flirtatious, is actually a kind of public harassment that disempowers its target. The fact that this happens to someone as famous as Clarkson highlights how pervasive and casual this behavior is. Such events, according to experts, are indicative of a culture that has not yet succeeded in respecting women for their identities, not their appearance. As Dr. Melissa Tandy, a gender studies professor at NYU, put it, "When a man yells something unsolicited about a woman's body, especially in a professional setting, it sends a message: you're here for my enjoyment." It's a power play disguised as a compliment. In other words, what Kelly went through is a classic example of male homosexuals attempting to assert dominance. What really made an impression wasn't the incident itself, but rather Clarkson's reclaiming of it. Rather than reacting aggressively or dismissively, she transformed it into a charismatic teaching opportunity. "I'm not mad," she told the crowd following the incident. "Honestly, I'm tired of this idea that a woman's body is public property. I'm just trying to live my life, sing, raise my kids, and maybe eat some cheese fries on a Friday." The crowd cheered again, and she winked at the idea that if you're going to yell at her, at least make it rhyme. The event exemplified Clarkson's remarkable transformation into an icon, showcasing her trademark blend of wit, wisdom, and boundary-breaking abilities. Clarkson allegedly joked with her crew backstage after the concert, saying, "Well, I guess I still got it whether I would like to have it." The singer's team chose not to comment officially, but a close friend of Kelly's told Variety, "Kelly's stronger than ever. She's not going to let one idiot define her night." In fact, the rest of the concert was vintage Clarkson's soaring vocals, audience interaction, a surprise cover of Fleetwood Mac's "Max the Chain," and an anchor that included a feminist twist on the lyrics of "You've Been Gone," changing the narrative and including a fan favorite, "Since You've Been Gone," among other things. From her days on American Idol, when she was criticized for not being a pop star, to her open discussions about motherhood, mental health, and divorce, Clarkson has always prioritized honesty over appearance. Speaking about her figure, she said, "My body is not a trend, it's my home." Clarkson takes a bold stand by refusing to conform. Her current tour is more than simply a concert. It's a statement about her goal in a world where before and after photos of superstars take over social media. While the situation in Dallas was regrettable, it did shed light on the forces she is fighting against and the increasing significance of her voice. As the concert came to a conclusion, Clarkson spoke to the audience one more time, saying, "Thank you. No matter what you look like, where you are in your journey, or what anyone yells at you, know this: you are enough." She added, thanking the audience for their presence and allowing her to do what she loves. As the lights at Philadelphia's sold-out Wells Fargo Center went down after her passionate rendition of "Because of You," the crowd went wild. However, their spell was abruptly interrupted by a loud, crude yell from the upper deck, and Kelly Clarkson walked off the stage unapologetic, unshakable, and unforgettable as always. In the past year, Kelly Clarkson has been making headlines not only for her music but also for a remarkable and deeply personal physical transformation. This comes after a public divorce, 2 years of emotional turmoil, and a self-imposed break from the limelight. In that brief moment, the band paused, the crowd went silent, and time hung in the air like an unresolved chord. Then, with a small smile and the microphone still in her hand, Clarkson did what she does best. She took charge of the narrative. Reclaiming Kelly was Clarkson's 2025 comeback album, and the singer's stunning new image shocked listeners and critics alike. It wasn't about trying to be hot again. It was about reclaiming my body. It was about feeling like myself maybe for the first time in a long while, Clarkson told People earlier this year, describing her transformation into someone who is smaller, stronger, and brighter from the inside out. The media couldn't help but focus on the numbers, despite her audience celebrating her transformation as a symbol of healing and empowerment. She has spoken candidly about working with a nutritionist, discovering her love of hiking and Pilates, focusing on what she calls internal housekeeping therapy, journaling, sleep, and lots of boundaries. On this otherwise magical night in Philadelphia, one voice brought it all back to the surface with a heckle that revealed how far we still have to go. After a beat of silence, she responded with a chuckle, "Wow," and she said, "We're doing that tonight." The number of pounds lost and the number of dress sizes dropped were both mentioned in the magazine covers. While some in the crowd booed the heckler and others yelled out, "We love you, Kelly," the reaction from the rest of the crowd was more amorphous. As she walked serenely across the platform, Clarkson said, "I've been called a lot of things in my life. Now apparently I'm a snack. That's a new one." It was as if she were trying to drown out the moment, but she never flinched. People were laughing, but I want you to know that I didn't alter my appearance so that some inebriated man could make fun of it like it was a menu item. Rather, I made these changes because I wanted to live a more vibrant, fulfilling life.